welcome back to my channel. Today I'm here with Karen from Kbaby and we are doing a Q&A about having 2 kids. We each have 2 kids. And so I asked you guys on Instagram. I usually ask on Twitter, but I figured we would do Instagram this time. Okay, the first question is by Jules Kenna. How do you feel your life has changed with 2 kids physically and emotionally?
Physically, I'm exhausted 24/7. Actually some days there's some good days.
Yeah.
If the toddlers have been good that day. But I feel like because Jackson's at such a stage and Levi's at such a stage where they need so much attention, it's hard to give them that much attention. And then what's the second part?
Emotionally,
my problem is like I feel like I'm letting Jackson down sometimes when I'm giving too much attention to him.
Yeah, I remember you talking about that before too, like when you first had him. I feel like physically for me, I could agree. Just that like adjusting to like running around in 1,000 different directions at once. Like a newborn is easy, but a newborn and a toddler is hard because if she wants to eat and then Levi wants to eat, I'm like literally walking around trying to keep her on my nipple, plus give him food. Like, I don't know. So just like physically running around all day long is an adjustment. And then emotionally is for me probably just like Levi's getting to an age where he's becoming naughty sometimes, and I'm not very good about like, not necessarily punishing, but like teaching him, I feel like. I don't know how to word that, but like just helping him grow as a person, I'm not very good at. And so I get really stressed out, and then if she's crying at the same time, I end up crying too. So we're all 3 just crying, and it's an emotional wreck.
It is.
The next question is by Lily Faye _. Do you miss being pregnant, or if so, what about it? No. I hated being pregnant, and I think you could agree. Like, being pregnant it's not all that it seems.
The boys are back. Is the garage opening?
No, you're not allowed to come back. We're filming.
Shoot. Okay, that's the end of this Q&A, guys. We'll see you guys in our next
Hope you really
video.
enjoyed that 1-minute video. That's what we mean by physically running around all day.
That's mine. Mine is crying. What happened? You discipline him.
Oh gosh,
She's choking to death.
let me grab a bird bag. Next question is by Lex3104. Do you guys want another child? If so, what sex? So like gender. I definitely want at least 1 more, probably 2 more. And at this point, I don't really care since I've had a boy and a girl, but maybe boys. Just because I always imagine myself with a lot of boys. I feel like 1 girl was perfect for our family.
I think we'll probably have 3 or 4 as well. And I
3 or 4 more?
No, I mean like in total. In total, so 1 or 2 more.
Yeah.
And Qua really wants a girl. If we have 4, I'd want to have 3 boys, 1 girl. If we have 3, I'd want to have 2 boys, 1 girl.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
I feel like Karen and I are just like such mom of boys. Like we love boys.
They're so cute.
I feel like it's just what fits us. Like we love to go out and like get dirty. That sounds terrible. Anyways.
I just like playing with a boy rather than being inside coloring with a girl. I know it's like that's such gender roles. Like
no,
I don't mean it like that.
Yeah.
It's just like I don't know.
When you picture it in your head, like having a boy and having a girl, that is what comes to mind, in all honesty.
And I think I picture like when they grow up, like teenage years.
This is a really good question. This question is from Kendall Thompson. How do your parenting styles differ? So between us 2, I feel like our relationships are kind of switched.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know how to explain it. How would you explain it?
Okay, so I'd be more disciplined, whereas she's more lenient.
Yeah.
And Oscar's more disciplined and Qua's more lenient.
Yeah, I'm just not good at that part. Like, it's not that I don't agree with it, it's just I'm too like emotionally attached to situations to be able to separate myself and discipline correctly, whereas Oscar can be like, no, like that's not okay. And you can be like, no, that's not okay, where Qua's like,
okay, come here now.
Yeah,
and I'm
like
no.
Yeah, especially when it comes to crying, because I don't want to hear them cry. I'm just like, here, fine, take whatever you want.
Yeah.
And Oscar's not like that. Next question is by xcat_13x. What's the hardest thing with 2 kids? I'd say probably managing time. I know we kind of mentioned that, but just trying to decide, you know, especially because we do YouTube for a living. Like, I know Qua does real estate too, but like, you're just as dedicated as YouTube as I am. So it's like, I feel like doing YouTube plus when am I gonna breastfeed plus when am I gonna do that with Levi, like just managing time is hard to do. You really have to schedule things.
It's just, I think emotionally, I get scared that like Jackson's gonna just only like Qua because I'm paying so much attention to Landon, and I don't know. It's just hard. Me and Qua sat on the couch the other day and was like, oh,
yeah,
we messed up.
This is a terrible idea. I take it back, put him back.
And then the next day we're like, oh, I love them. I can't imagine life without both of them. You know, it's just.
Yeah, you have your moments.
Yeah.
Like, it's real life. You have your moments where you're like, screw this, I'm leaving and never coming back. But then reality hits you, and of course you love your children. Yeah. Next question is by Courtney Samara, I think. How do you manage the attention you share between your toddlers and newborns? Love you guys.
We love you too.
You just kind of
do it.
Yeah, like that. It honestly depends on like the day and the situation. Like, you just go as you go, and you try and, you know, if you see that, like sometimes I'm breastfeeding or I'm holding her and Levi will come up and I know like, okay, he obviously wants my attention, so I'll either have Oscar hold her or set her down or something like that so that I can give it to him when he wants it.
Yeah. Jackson gets really upset when I'm breastfeeding, so I tried to do it whenever he's like busy with Qua. It's a lot kind of easier, not easier for us, but it's a lot of help that they're home often.
Yeah.
Well, Oscar's home a lot, but Qua is home most often, and if he does leave, he'll leave when Jackson's like napping or something to do his work, and then it's a lot easier when you have someone there. And in the beginning I was super scared about like being left alone with them. Like I was just like terrified, and now it's kind of like you figure it out, you know. It's like
you're kind of left with no choice at times. Like, you just gotta do it. I remember you talking about it in the vlog, like, oh, this is the first time I'm like officially alone with them. I'm super nervous.
Oh my god, I was terrified.
I don't think that I had her yet, so I was like, oh my god, tell me how it goes. Tell me if you live. Okay, last question is from Klats06. Is it easy because there are two parents? So we kind of just talked about that, but I would say, like with Oscar and I do feel like it's easier because Oscar and I kind of agreed or decided before we had her that he's really gonna help with Levi and I'm kind of gonna do her. Sorry, we're so distracted behind the camera. They're doing
Oscar vlogging. He's like on the floor, like talking to the camera.
Yeah, so I don't know, but anyways, I just feel like, what was the question? Is it easier because there's two parents? Yes, and
actually, and no. We were just talking about this. Sometimes it's so much easier for me to take care of them alone because Jackson isn't so like. Because Jackson won't. Fuck. I'm so distracted.
I know, I'm scared Levi's gonna jump in the pool. Like, he's so excited. Don't you love this natural lighting?
Yeah, sorry about the shadow right here. That's the tripod. It's not my shirt. Jackson is worse when Qua's around sometimes, because sometimes when Qua's around, just because he's around doesn't mean he's not busy. He still like works with real estate and has people that's constantly on the phone. And if he's not giving Jackson 100% his attention, which he's used to, Jackson gets really upset, and then I have to deal with the upset Jackson. Whereas if Qua's gone, I'm like, fine. Just dumped under the water.
Levi's drowning.
We'll leave this vlog down below if you want to see him.
Yeah, I feel like I agree with that a lot. Like, Levi, if Oscar is just taking care of him, he's fine. And if I'm taking care of him, he's fine. But when we're together, he knows that I'm the more lenient one and Oscar is the more strict one, or vice versa. He really wants Oscar's attention, like you said. So I feel like when we're both in the same room, it's harder. But when, you know, the fact that Levi and Oscar can go out and me and her can, like, you know, like the reason we're able to film this beginning part of the video is because they had taken the boys out.
Yeah.
So in some ways, yes, but in some ways it actually makes it harder. So that's pretty much it. I know that it wasn't a lot of questions, but as you can see, this video's been a little hard to film. The sun is now going down and leaving weird shadows, so this video hasn't had the best of luck, but we really wanted to film it. I know when I was pregnant, I really wanted to know as much as I could know about having two kids, and I didn't really find a lot of videos on it, so.
And a lot of people just like sugarcoat it.
Yeah.
Like, oh, it's so much fun, it's so easy. Like, yeah, it is a lot of fun, and some days there are really easy days, and some days there's hard days, and it's like.
Some days you sit on the couch and tell your husband you don't want to do it anymore.
Let's give him a for adoption.
No, it is true. Some days, like, even now, she's 3 weeks old and Landon's a month old, and I'm pretty pretty sure you can agree that some days I feel like this is the first day I've had 2 kids. Like I have no idea what I'm doing. But you just, you do it as you go. But that's pretty much it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye.
I was scooting over because the lighting is
I know, and I ended it like it's my vlog, but it's not.